Okay guys, so this is DCIA Season 3. This is the Grand Finals. We have turn 0 against Black Titans. And for turn 0 we have Madara with Destiny Hero. The deck lists, I cannot show them right now, but I will probably show them later on, after the war's over, if you guys are interested. And for now, let's see what Madara can do under draw against Stardust. DCIA doesn't have the rule that allows two of the same decks to be played, like other leagues have, for example. For example, right now, because Stardust is a tier 0 deck, even the Team War Champions League has adapted that two Stardust can be brought, because otherwise it would kind of falsify the meta. But this also allows for more diverse Team Wars, so let's see what comes of it. So Madara will probably go for Plasma DP here. Let's see if he can also set up a Discord or Scolding, because those are the cards that Destiny Hero normally sets up with it. It will also be interesting to see if Marco Pin brought Trap Eater in his Stardust list, because after Necro Valley was gone, people were kind of cutting on Magical Hound and Trap Eater. But let's see if it's back. Okay. No back row for Madara. That's harsh. So this should be in favor of Marco Pin. But let's see if he can play it out. Or if he perhaps bricked. Because he is playing 30 cards and normally Stardust plays around 11 to 12 starters. So there is a chance of around 10% that he bricked going second. Yeah, he's taking a long time to think about it. Because right now only skill 2 is live, and skill 2 would allow him to get 3 bodies on the board, but because of DP, everything is reduced. So right now the reduction is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 1600. And also without... Okay, it was actually Madara that was thinking. Or maybe there was delay for an imperm, or droplet, or... Yeah, maybe there's a quick play card that can be played from Marco Pin's hand. But right now the only card that can entirely get rid of Madara's board should be Trishula, and most of the Stardust lists are not playing it right now. So yeah, we still don't know if Marco Pin bricked because he did not use skill 1 yet. Makes sense. Because right now the biggest threat to the board is DP. Okay, in this case there should be Droplet or Eclipse, otherwise this play doesn't make a lot of sense. Because if there's an Eclipse now, that would entirely nuke the board. Oh, it's Droplet. Doesn't work against Dreadmaster because Dreadmaster is not an activated effect. So yeah, the graveyards will get banished, but the Destiny Heroes on board will stay. And in addition to Droplet Roll, he also has a skill target, so let's see what he ends on. Since the list is on 30 cards, he should also be on the full Centurion package. Meaning he will end on probably at least 2 level 12 synchros and Phalanx plus Stardust Trap. So Phalanx or Stardust Trap can deal with DPE, and the other one can deal with Plasma. But right now he cannot get rid of the monsters. Let's see if Madara put Malicious on top. No, there's no Malicious on top of the deck, okay. So Madara has a legit draw next turn. Tenaya being banished hurts a bit, so draw was actually really effective. But the fusion part of the deck is still in the deck, so maybe we will see Madara go for Vio next turn to get into fusion place. Stardust Dragon Heart Summon. Okay, interesting. Yeah, the token, so he has something to tribute. Or his Stardust Synchron in the graveyard. So those are the 2 level 12 synchros. But is he even able to go into good synchros? Because normally, he goes into the Centurion Synchro 12. And then he can tech out into either Supernova or Quasar Dragon. And Converging Wishes is a pretty threatening follow-up in case Madara is not able to win on the next turn. Interesting. He's actually going for the Formula Synchron plus Axel Stardust Synchron. So he can threaten a Satellite Warrior. But that's also not the best of scenarios for Marco Pim. Now he has to react in standby phase. Because if Plasma will not return if he gets banished now. But now DP is free to use its effect and come back in a standby phase. So he can actually... Oh, he has Sphere mode. That's really big. Because of Droll Lockbird, he still has a lot of resources left, so he might actually be able to summon back another Plasma. Because now the trap is dead, he might even be able to win this turn. All depends on what he has in hand. Oh, that's not looking too great. It's probably hand traps. So yeah, he should probably go for the back row here. Goes for the back row. And there's no bear. So Madara will probably live to see another turn. Now it just depends on what Marco Pen has as a follow-up. Okay, he should still have Rumble. Rumble and the Stardust Dragon. That could get quite spooky. No Centurion Synchros yet, so Phalanx can't revive anything. This can go for Field Spell. And Madara cannot stop Field Spell because if he does, you will probably lose this turn. Wait on this. No, he can probably even go for Field Spell. Because if Marco Pen discards here, he doesn't have enough cards to threaten lethal because DP will probably just destroy the Dreadmaster in that case. And then Stardust cannot go for lethal. Yeah. Oh, actually discards the Converging Wishes and keeps the Rumble. But now we can just pop Dreadmaster and Field Spell. Or even keep the Dreadmaster because we know that the last card is Rumble. So what's Marco Pen gonna do? Pretty sure this game goes to Madara now. Because it's a Centurion Synchro. Oh no. He should have left the DP up instead of Dreadmaster. No, Madara. That's unfortunate. But I guess he wanted to leave the body up. So he can go for more next turn. Because otherwise he depends on the top decks that Marco Pen has. But well played by Marco Pen there. To see the option that Madara left open for him. Even though it's a bit unfortunate. Okay, let's go into game 2. Madara going for Destined Hero again. Going first again. Let's see if he still has to play through Droll Droplet. Because that game could have turned out very different if there was no Droll. Okay, this time going second. Let's see which spot Marco Pen goes for. He might have just bricked because he started Imble. Oh yeah, I think he bricked. Damir, I cannot give the room number because it's not a public room. This is Grand Finals of DCIA, and the room is limited to members of the teams. But thank you for joining the stream. Thank you for watching. This meta we will probably have a lot of Stardust. And because DCIA allows no second deck to be the same as the first, we will also have more than just Stardust. So we will probably see Harmonica, Destiny Hero, obviously Stardust, and maybe even some other decks. Hi AA, currently it's 1-0 for Black Titans. Madara lost game 1 to Droll plus Droplet. And then losing out on basically a 50-50 with DP. But Marco Pinot played it very well, so it is what it is. It happens. So until now, a basic opening. Now we will see what Marco Pin wants to go for. He can go for 8-4, he can go for 8-2. Okay, that's still pretty standard. Because Auxilia will grab Phalanx, so he has more disruption in the back row. Then the starter Synchron will tribute Auxilia. Go into an 8. Yeah, he actually played without having skill. So no starter Synchron, so that's what he ends on. So right now we know he has probably one tag, so this is Droplet or Eclipse, and he has Phalanx to play through. Unfortunately, breaking plays around sphere mode, so let's see what Madara does. Revealing Dreadmaster, so and shuffling back something else. So the discard for Varys will probably be the Dreadmaster. Doomlord Flip Summon. We're not in a rush to win this turn. So Doomlord activation is not an issue, even if he gets Phalanxed here and we use our battle phase. Yeah, the Phalanx. So now the only issue is that next turn Doomlord will probably return. No, never mind. It doesn't return because it's considered a summon of Marco Pin, and he is prohibited from summoning with the skill. So yeah, skill forced out Phalanx, Dark Ruler forced out Quasar. Now we will see Madara is able to break the entire board. but I think this looks really solid for Madara. I don't think there's a way. I don't think there's a way for Marco Pin to come back from this, because he will only draw to one card. He could have left one card in the hand. So we will have to see if it's Droplet or Eclipse. If it's Eclipse, we still lose our board to Plasma. Because Madara can just summon Plasma twice, because this time there's no draw. He can also keep Fusion Destiny for good duration in his hand. Okay, now's the first point to interact. Will there be an Eclipse? No, no Eclipse yet. So we get our Poly. And now Madara basically has every option in his deck. So he wants to test early for Eclipse, because there will probably be delay. This is the earliest point. But he will go for the Link 2, for the Cross Crusader. And Cross Crusader will be able to search for Stratos, which could be going after the back row, forcing it out. So first of all, Denier gets back a Malicious to the top of the deck. And then Cross Crusader can tribute the Denier or the Malicious to search for Stratos. And Stratos can then force out the back row, because Auxilia only prevents the face-up spell traps from being destroyed. So this Droplet, but Droplet doesn't matter here. Also, if you're wondering why Droplet was only activated here, it was so Madara cannot just summon another Cross Crusader and basically just lose one body for the negate. So right now Fusion Destiny is activated. DP will probably go after the back row. Oh, that's another way. He actually had double attack. It doesn't really matter, because we can still go after the entire board. We still have Fusion in hand. Or was he playing Fusion Sub? Let's see. Oh, it's Fusion Sub. So Fusion Sub for the first DP. We have one Malicious, we have one normal summon, so it should be fine. One Malicious banished, one in graveyard, yes. Even with Fusion Sub, it's still completely fine. Madara can take out every card of the field. It is just important that he uses Plasma effect on the Quasar Dragon, so Quasar Dragon doesn't float. And Madara can't win this turn because of Dark Ruler. Oh, okay, he actually decides for the Auxilia. Doesn't gain attack because it's a face down. I don't understand why Madara didn't do that as training 2. But Quasar Dragon doesn't summon, so it's fine. Nothing Marco Pin can do, it's Madara's win. Normally what you could do against Quasar Dragon is activate the card that destroys Quasar Dragon on Training 2, because it's optional to summon, so it can actually miss timing. So if Quasar Dragon is destroyed on Training 2, it doesn't summon anything. It's just a set card, and DP can pop this and Madara wins. So with the way Marco Pin builds his deck, it's 30 cards, we can probably assume that his decks are triple roll, triple droplet, triple eclipse, and then 2 more decks. Plasma needs to attack first. But Phalanx cannot. Phalanx can summon something, yeah. Phalanx can summon the Primera Primus, but TP can still destroy. So DP will just destroy it, so Plasma can attack directly. One. Marco Pin switching decks here. Both teams have 2 repeats, and if you lose on the deck and haven't won on it yet, you are allowed twice to repeat the deck. Okay. This time we have a Harmonica going up against the hero. So Harmonica can go for multiple different bots. The bot that it wants to build against the hero is the bot that ends on traps and deep draws into the deck. So you will probably end on IP, Link Monster, and traps. But it loses hard to roll, and Madara opened 1 roll. That's harsh for Marco Pin. Roll is really good in this format, in my opinion. Because even against Stardust, even if it doesn't cut off the turn 1 plays, it does cut off every form of follow-up. It makes the pot smaller. That's a very good trade for 1 card. Especially if you get additional cards going second anyways. Also, Droll no longer on the limited list, so the hero can play 3 copies of it again. Yeah, Madra is goated for starting drawing block threat. Marco Pin taking all of his time to think about it. But I don't think there's anything that Marco Pin can do unless Madra break. Right now he's thinking what to set up. He still has, since he has skill, he can still go for a little bit of setup, but it will not be a lot. Okay, he sets up scales. Spec is level 4. Okay, so he just wants to go for counters on the Dark One. So he probably has a damaging attack. No, not even that. He just ends on level 4 monster. So yeah. The only thing Madra has to think about now is if he can play Runi Biru, which was also on hit on the last Forbidden Limited list. But I think it's no issue for him. Because even if he gets nipped halfway through the combo, he can just hold Fusion Destiny, because he doesn't even need it. Just T-Force first, get the Plasma, summon 3 times, Plasma 4th summon, and that should be game. You can still put increase in the back row, but you will just summon Malicious, go into Plasma, suck up Sedatrist and go to battle phase. That would be the safest. Even gets rid of the scales because Stratos doesn't target. Oh, he actually plays into Nibiru. But normally Harmonica mostly just plays 1 or 2. Since they're only running 20 cards, they don't have room for a lot of tags. So okay, no Nibiru anyway, not punished. 2-1 turn 0. With that, Marco Pin is out. And someone needs to actually leave the room. Okay, Marco Pin left the room. Okay, so we're here with game 4 of the finals. Right now it's 2-1 for turn 0 against Black Titans. We have the second starters, this time from Ra. Ra is basically known for bringing a lot of interesting techs most of the time, so let's see if he's bringing something spicy this time too. We haven't seen anything yet. What did he reveal with skill? Okay, just archery. Let's see if he... Okay, he's actually running the full Centurion package, so it will probably be a lot less techs, because he wasn't running 30 cards like his teammate Makopin. Oh, also running the overtop. So maybe he's running a draw combo for Stardust. We will find out shortly, because now Auxilia is probably going for Phalanx. Yes, he has Phalanx. Stardust Synchron. He will return to the field. Searching for wishes. Now he'll go into Axel Stardust Dragon. And now we will see what endbot he is deciding to go for. Because with the archery it could be Stardust Charge Warrior. Because now archery will draw one. Okay, no Charge Warrior shenanigans. But there's still a lot to play through. We have one negate from Quasar. We have the field spell that can actually synchro summon into Crimson Dragon. We can go into Satellite Warrior. There's Shooting Star face down, which can get used to deal with D-Force or with Increase. Oh yeah, Sphere Mode would go very hard here. But even Sphere Mode would not get rid of all interruptions here. Because Phalanx would be used, and after Phalanx he would activate Converging Wishes and gets the Stardust monster back on the field. And with the Stardust monster back on the field, he can still go into a 12 or into Satellite Warrior. Dark Ruler is a very, very strong start. And he doesn't chain the back row. Because a play that Stardust normally can do is they chain a back row to Dark Ruler, so they can respond with monster effects. And then they can chain Axel Stardust, which makes the monster summon from it unaffected. So what this tells us is that Ra is not running the Stardust Warrior. So in case he repeats, we probably have to play around Trish. What can be used here for free, because archery will not be able to be summoned back. And Dark Ruler already dealt with the Formula Synchron, so that's very nice for us. Now we don't have to worry about stand-up Centurion going into another 12. So just with Dark Ruler and the skill, we forced out most of the interactions. I'm not sure if Jay's on the lineup today. Oh, Forbidden Lands. That also forces out the Phalanx now. So only one more level 12 to deal with. Yeah, so Jay is probably not on the lineup today. I think Heaven is. But it's understandable if some people don't want to play in a Stardust-only format. I mean, DCIA makes it a bit better because half of the decks are not Stardust. But realistically, if Stardust loses, it will get repeated. So it's basically up to 7 Stardusts per team. Okay, so now the only thing we have to deal with is stand-up going into Crimson Dragon. And Crimson Dragon then being able to either be an Omni-Negate, oh, they're both not on the lineup. Okay. Yeah, but I think Madra and Josh are playing. Yeah, Heaven might have been busy, but he is streaming, so should be fine. Okay, so the best way to deal with the board right now would be to prioritize summoning Plasma. We just have to worry about one tech now. Okay, and since our limited one is Dogma, we can actually deal with the back row instantly. By going into Destiny and Dragoon and triggering our trap, D-Tactics, which allows us to banish a card. Destiny and Dragoon is also a non-target pop. So, okay. On summon, stand-up is triggered. And now D-Tactics can banish one card from your opponent's hand, field, or graveyard. So you can either deal with the Crimson Dragon by banishing the stand-up, or you can deal with the back row, which I think he will prefer to do. That also works, because now stand-up resolves without effect. Yeah, he's not running the Stardust Warrior. Also, he's under Dark Ruler. Madara started off his turn with Dark Ruler and Forbidden Lands to force out basically the entire board. So stand-up was able to go into Crimson Dragon, but since Madara also plays Dogma, it's fine. No damage is dealt because of Dark Ruler. Okay, that was his plan. Yeah, from the way he played his turn 1, I was really sure that he's not playing the Stardust Warrior. Because otherwise he would have changed something to Dark Ruler and go into Stardust Warrior there. But that also doesn't play around Sphere Mode, so he basically had to choose what to play around. But to be fair, both boards played into Sphere Mode pretty heavily. The only thing that's not that great for Madara right now is that he doesn't have a battle phase. But he can go into DP Plasma, so he should be able to deal with the entire board. First he goes DP. Oh, he actually goes for Adoration. Ah yeah, makes sense, because he can still reset the fusion. Wait. Why? Okay, I guess it's 2-2 now. Oh yeah, he was missing one Destiny Hero monster for the Plasma. For the DPE. That was the issue. Right? Yeah, he only had one Destiny Hero monster, so the droplet on Varus actually hurt. Maybe he was also nearly timing out. Maybe that was it. Okay, so Ens is next. Okay, turn 0 for once, winning a coin. Yeah, so if you want to go second against Resonator with Stardust, Dark Ruler basically deals with the monsters. But you have to realize that Dark Ruler can be negated by Resonator, because they can just activate something that's not a monster. Normally they enter on Fiendish Chain, Fiendish Statue, Crimson Dragon, and 12 Crimson Dragon and the 9. So they can basically Fiendish Chain something. They can Fiendish Chain something, and then they can chain Hot Red to negate. So Dark Ruler will be negated, but it forces out 2 interruptions. So with your 5-card hand and your both skills, you can normally start playing through the board. You just need to be careful about Supernova, which they can summon off the Crimson Dragon. So you probably want to use your skill 2 first. And after you used your skill 2 to basically force the opponent to use the finished statue, you can try to play through the rest of the board. Because skill 1 can... Actually, if you skill 1 first, you can force out the other back row. If you somehow get rid of the resonators and graveyard that protect the back row. Yeah, it's not the easiest of matchups going second, but nothing is that easy going second. But maybe we will actually see the matchup in this finals, so maybe you can actually see how to play it. We're not that far into finals yet, it's only game 5. Okay, Ant's going for the draw 1 by going formula into formula. So you will end on Phalanx, the starter's trap. Oh, he's also going for Crimson Dragon here. Makes sense. Yeah, it's double 12 with Satellite Warrior setup. And he can also draw 2 here. So yeah, pretty sure that Ants just has this. Because, oh, okay, he discarded Droplet. He definitely has Droplet or Eclipse. So it will probably be Droll, Droplet, Eclipse. So Droplet or Eclipse, both traps. And pretty sure it's also Droll. Yeah, just keep in mind that Primus cannot force out the back row against Resonators because they will have their level 12 on board. So they can just banish the... is it Crimson Resonator or Soul Resonator? One of them has a graveyard effect that protects your back row, so this way you can probably not force it out. Yeah, the issue that you will face is that their Crimson Dragon will tag out into Supernova, so you need to deal with their back row first before committing Hardcoin to the board. So what you can do, if you have Dark Ruler, since you force out the Omni Negates, you could go for Ruddy Rose Dragon and get rid of the graveyard. And that would probably... Yeah, Ruddy Rose is actually your best choice. I think Ruddy Rose just wins the matchup. Not Satellite Warrior, but Ruddy Rose. So you Dark Ruler them. And if they use the Phoenix Chain, you just win from there. Okay, very costly Droplet. But I don't think there's anything that Ra can do at this point. Because the back row forces out the Quasar. So I don't think there's anything. Yeah, what I've been saying is that you can just use Dark Ruler. If they use the Fiendish Chain to dodge your Dark Ruler on their monsters, you can just go into Ruddy Rose because they don't have a negate anymore. because you summon it with Black Rose and Livestream Dragon, so it gets its additional effect to pop the board after you banish the graveyards. So this way, even if they... Okay, yeah. Satellite Warrior here. Yeah, so even if you pop the board... Okay, dropped it. Send a spell. So Eclipse or Droplet cannot dodge. And with this, End should be winning here. I mean, Ra can still go into 12 if he wishes to. But I don't think there's a lot that Ra can do here because the Satellite Warrior is in attack position. Okay, let's say they do not they do only hold the Fiendish Chain for the Ruddy Rose. I think in this case you can just start with Dark Ruler. They don't do anything. You skill 1. You go into Primus. And with Primus you force out the Soul Resonator. Then you go into 12. And then they will normally react, right? Okay. Last card in the hand is Wishes, we know that. So... Oh, is he planning to go into an 8 and then act... Yeah, he still has a Stardust Dragon left. Normally the deck plays 2. So maybe his... Wait, that also doesn't work because the last card in the back row is Shooting... No, it's not Shooting Star. Shooting Star's in the graveyard. So what's the last back row? Yeah, here he can revive. Oh, I understand. Last card in back row is Eclipse. GG's. Okay, so it's just a formula against the world. But that's probably also not doable because the Supernova will return. So is there actually a top deck that would have Ratu Rin? I don't think so, right? Yeah, it's just converging wishes in game. No chance for Ra here. Even the Dark Ruler doesn't help, because there was just too much back row. Ah yeah, the Shooting Star was probably discarded from either Stand-Up Centurion or from Ready, Set, Go. Overtake stalls out another turn. But it also doesn't really change the duel. Oh yeah, that kinda sucks. Yeah, Centurion can be really sucky depending on the skill. The Odeon skill can basically deal with any board, and the other skill can play 12 hand traps. Oh no. He can stall on for another turn, because now Crimson Dragon cannot be destroyed by battle. Okay, never mind. Yeah, you can reach King of Games by winning 5 games in a row in Legend 5. So at least for the final hurdle, you actually have to win a bit more in succession. But the reward is worth it, so it's fine. Especially because the new box was announced. You should probably reach King of Games really soon to get all the free gems you can get. Okay, and with this it's 3-2 for turn 0. Ra is not allowed to repeat starters because you already won a game against Madara. Your opponent doesn't really matter, because as long as you play Legend 5, you will probably face other opponents that are in Legend. So just winning 5 in a row in Legend 5 will give you the rank up to King of Games. Okay, Ra's second deck is Destiny Hero. Yeah, no problem. Good luck in your ranked duels. Okay, it's 21 cards, so there will probably only be 5 decks. Since we kinda expected Destiny Hero to be played, most lists are also running Trap Eater again, so dealing with Discord is not that much of an issue. It just has to be seen if ENS is able to deal with 2 Discord, if Ra gets to it. Yeah, also the Malicious discard really good for Ra here, because this way he doesn't need to dump it later on and he gets an additional card into rotation that he wants. So let's see if he can thin out the entire deck. Okay, Dreadmaster, so he guaranteed sees a turn 3. He's playing Fusion Sub. And it doesn't look like Ents has drawn Blockbird, so we will see the full combo this time. Yeah, sending Dogma, so Dogma's the limit 1, so this list doesn't run Super Poly. Make space with DPE, so you can revive DPE with Cross Crusader now and then revive the Dreadmaster in the opponent's turn. So due to Malicious being good fodder, you will probably be able to go into... Okay, searches Plasma this way, interesting. But the way he's playing, he doesn't end on double Plasma, so... I don't see his point of doing it like this. Yeah, this is for the additional 3 draws. Top Dex Denier. That's a really, really strong draw. Okay, maybe he didn't have any other heroes he wanted to add. But that doesn't really make sense, because adding Denier would be really good here. So he doesn't have to rely on drawing it. If someone in chat knows, let me know. But normally Denier should have been the add, not Plasma. Unless he felt delay for D-Force and wanted to guarantee having Plasma through Bell. Because if you Bell the D-Force, yeah, that might actually be why he searched for Plasma here. Double set. Let's just see if it's double Discord. 1 Discord. 1 Discord is probably fine. DP brings back Dreadmaster. And as long as Ents didn't brick, he can search for a Trap Eater, getting rid of the first Discord. I think we saw the Trap Eater earlier when he revealed it for his skill in his first game against Ra. The only issue is I think he needs another non-tuner because of DPE. So he might be summoning 2 Trail here. But I think he has non-tuners. Yeah, so Trap Eater getting rid of the first Discord. Now we have to see if there's a second one. Doesn't seem like it, because nothing's getting flipped here. And due to what Ents shuffled back, I'm pretty sure he has another trail in hand. Because he doesn't want to leave himself vulnerable to DP here. Okay, so the other set card is probably Scolding. But we will see about it now, because D-Force only prevents targeting and Primus doesn't target. And only the D-Hero cards cannot be destroyed by card effects. Okay, he has no additional attack to pop the back row. That's unfortunate. But we saw a short window where Stardust Trail had attack, so I hope Ends noticed it, because the set card is Scolding. Taking out still was under Plasma, so let's see what it is for. He can go into an unaffected 12. Or 10, if he wants to. He summoned the monsters in attack, so surely he doesn't want to leave them. Okay, he decides to go for the Ruddy Rose anyways. Blows up the back row and banishes the graveyard. And since Stardust is unaffected and Ruddy Rose is also unaffected, those stay. Oh, never mind. Even though it's unaffected, it will be negated because Plasma is on field first. Nice to know this interaction. Yeah, D-Force is a really menace to deal with. Because of D-Force, nothing can be targeted, and because there was no droplet or eclipse, the set cards are probably the Stardust Trap and Phalanx. Yeah, that's unfortunate. 28 cards and not enough text. GG's. 3 both. And also cannot repeat Stardust because he won one game with it. So it will probably be the D-Hero mirror. Yeah, it will be a D-Hero mirror match. And the one time you want to go first, you go second. Because in the D-Hero mirror match, I actually think it's better if you go second. At least if you're on the smaller build. But on the big build, I'm not so sure. Because Ents could also draw into hand traps, which the small build just doesn't run. We saw that his decks are sphere mode, and 21 cards only has room for 4 to 5 decks. Because the limit 1 spot is now Dogma, which we saw already. There's only 4 to 5 decks. So running into hand traps is very unlikely. Because we also saw Discord scolding. So it's probably just triple Discord, 1 scolding and 1 sphere mode. And it's also starting with the strong combo by having Malicious. We will see what he revives. Because what D-Hero can also do is they just play this commander and draw 2 more. Which was played in previous formats. I don't know if anybody is on this commander anymore, because everybody needs to be on Dreadmaster for Stardust. Vion gets us fusions up, so we will draw 3 cards in the end. This is the point where you normally activate Malicious to put another Malicious on top of the deck, and then link 1 Malicious off to summon the next one. Just more resource efficient. And Ents will probably go for that. Yeah, summons the Malicious. Goes into Cross Crusader. Cross Crusader brings back Denier, and Denier puts back Malicious. This way you can go into DPE early. And you don't have the issue of drawing into Malicious. Oh, he misclicked. That's very unfortunate. Or maybe just wants to go for double plasma DP. Because he's holding off on the... Yeah, he can still go for double plasma here. Double plasma plus DP. Just an unfortunate misclick here. Because he doesn't have enough cards in hand to set triple back row anyways. So he doesn't want to revive anything. Yeah. Let's see if it's still enough. We can only get punished by the random one-off sphere mode. Which would be kind of heartbreaking, but nothing you can do about that in that case. Set card is probably Lance or Scolding. Does he activate the effect? No, he doesn't activate the effect. Because otherwise he would get locked into heroes, I think. Yeah. Locked into heroes from the extra deck. So that's why he doesn't want to do it, because he wants to go Goddess, I think. Yeah, he definitely wants to go Goddess here. That's what the Ferocious Flame Swordsman is for. Because if DP pops it, he gives back another card from graveyard. Okay, that's one DP dealt with. That's one Plasma dealt with. Maybe even DP. Because without the D-Force, the Plasma is not that threatening. Yeah, gets rid of the DPE. But we still haven't used our fusion subs, so 2 Militias banished, 3rd Militias on graveyard, Denier in graveyard. That's a very unfortunate game. Misclick basically cost us the game here. Because the idea was good, the misclick was not. Goddess is negated, but there's no Dreamer in graveyard. So now he can just skill. This gets rid of one of the plasmas. And that is unfortunately probably game. Yeah, the set was just a bluff. Plasma is negated here, but it doesn't really matter because the entire resource pool of Vents is gone. And Plasma can attack twice. That misclick is really not great. GG's. Turn 0-3, Black Titans 4. Draw already 3-1. Fish is next. Let's see what he brings. First deck will probably be Stardust, but in recent days he also brought... oh no, it's actually Harmonica. And D-Hero going first here. 21 cards, we saw the text, so that's probably a pretty free game for Josh Fishy. Because it's basically one scolding that he has to play through. And TP Plasma, of course, but that's pretty much always the case. Also reveals Vion and sends back Vion. So there's probably another hero in hand. Let's see which is it. Okay. Dogma Gordon. We don't need to deal with Destiny and Dragoon anymore. So it's just a regular one-card combo of Ferris increase. So banish Ferris, search for Fusion Sub. Malicious number 2. Actually go for Fusion Destiny here. Oh, he also wants to bring out Dreadmaster against Harmonica. Actually not a bad idea, because the Link monsters destroy, which Dreadmaster prevents. It could just get very tricky if Josh Fishy holds Nibiru here. Because now the DP effect is used, so there's no way to play around Nibiru anymore. D4 grabbing the plasma from deck. So we deck thin a bit more because before we fusion summon. Getting rid of to use this Discord in this matchup. Now we return Malicious, summon another Malicious, and then go for Plasma. So let's see what else he has. Because after Plasma you still get to draw one card by returning Adoration to the extra deck with Fusion Sub. Only one set card, so that is probably Scolding. DP returns Dreadmaster to the board. So this turn, Plasma, yeah, the D-Heroes cannot be destroyed by battle on card effects. Protect him then from the Harmonica Link 1. But here's Lava Golem and damn, all the resources are gone now. Yes, Dreadmaster will probably stay, but everything else is gone. Oh, he even activated the Denier effect with special summon, so yeah. Unfortunate. No more follow-up. With that, Josh Fishy probably takes it here. He activates the skill in hand first. He didn't activate skill yet, so he will probably have another card for skill. He wants to force out the Scolding this way. And Ra really thinking about it. Okay, it's scolding. Gets the scale to the graveyard. And now Josh Fishy can just skill and clear everything else. Sets the spell from deck. Gets a Harmonica scale. Activates skill 1. Gets Electris. And from there it's probably really clear what happens. Actually has the Electris already. Even better for Josh Fishy. Returns Electris to hand by its own effect. And now he starts to clear the board. Plasma is gone, so he can even steal the Dreadmaster with the field spell as soon as the counters hit 3 on one of the scales. And the other cards will just get popped. You will probably want to focus getting 3 on the Angelo Harmonica, but it really doesn't matter here. Because he can still Pendulum some from hand, so he is guaranteed to go to 3 on one of the cards. That's actually another Lava Golem, okay. Yeah, this Ammonia. Now just take the Lava Golem and it's game already. But he still wants to set up for any case. Maybe there's a Karibo in play, somehow. But there shouldn't be anything that's possible for Ra to do. And Josh Fishy equalizes the score. 4-4. So Ra is defeated. Let's see who joins the room next. 4 Black Titans. Okay, the next member for Black Titans is the Saber. But Harmonica is one of the decks that actually performs pretty decent into Stardust, so let's see if the Saber actually starts with another deck than Stardust. Yeah, Josh Fishy is really on a hot streak right now. He also qualified for Worlds with Stardust in the World Championship qualifier, but he probably will not be able to go because he was too young at the point of time the World Championship qualifier was taking place. He was also not off by too much of a gap. It was like less than a month off. So it's really just unfortunate for him that the World Championship qualifier didn't take place like 2 weeks later. Okay, the Seba going for the big combo here. Because the double trail basically just combos off the 2 cards. Doesn't search here to play around draw a bit. And Primus will be the draw check. Right now I'm not playing that many tournaments because I don't enjoy playing Stardust that much. So as soon as a banlist drops that hits Stardust, I will return to playing tournaments. Also, I don't think it's a very good point to post a lot of shots for combo videos if Stardust is the only viable deck in the format. Like, as you can see in the other matchups, Stardust really is the only deck that doesn't struggle into anything, and every other deck struggles against Stardust. But I think as soon as Stardust gets hit, the floodgates break open, and a lot of people return to the game. Okay, it's another big engine Stardust. Now it remains to be seen if they go for the draw combo, if they set up 8-4, if they set up 8-2. And if they play the Stardust Warrior or if they play Trishula. Oh, Zombie World. They actually brought Zombie World in case someone is playing B-Trooper. Yeah, makes sense because Josh Fishy showed B-Trooper in, I think he showed it in the semifinals. The semifinals can be watched on Twitch. And the top 8 was against ENP. I just didn't upload it yet because we wanted to keep our deck lists secret a bit longer. Oh, is the new Rush box good? I didn't look into it yet. Because before the new box dropped, Rush was in a pretty healthy state in my opinion. There were a lot of different decks you could play. And for example, the deck that I cock with every month is Cyber Dragon, and Cyber Dragon, I basically built a deck in December and I can still cock with it without any issues. So if decks that are half a year old can still cock without issues, that's normally the sign of a very healthy format. But I guess the new character brought a good deck then. Okay, so he's actually ending Formula Synchron and Axel Stardust, so he can threaten both. Yeah, maximum summons are pretty hard to deal with, yeah. So you're telling me that the new deck can maximum summon and has good fusion monsters too, because what I saw right now is that the new Rush, at least from the event, that the fusion monsters are not that bad. But I didn't think they would be game breaking because my Autogrill deck can still defeat it. Zombie World only helps against Sphere Mode, by the way. Lava Golem still works because Lava Golem is not a tribute summon, it's just a special summon. And Zombie World explicitly states that neither player can tribute summon monsters. And yeah, Lava Golem is just a special summon, so I think it should be fine. Okay, if Rush is in a tier 0 format, I will be pretty interested in what Worlds will look like. Maybe in Worlds it will not be that bad, as long as there's a clear-cut counter for the tier 0 deck. Otherwise, you really need to watch out for what you will send into the tier 0 deck. Okay. Sends the creation early. And then he goes for exchange. Oh, he wanted to play around the draw. Very nicely done. Now he can actually play the game. Nice. At least he can partly play the game. He still needs to get 3 counters to break the board. Now he needs to pendulum summon Celatris. Yeah, that's one of the reasons we that's one of the reasons I didn't post anything yet. Because the exchange is a tech that we didn't show before. Oh no. It didn't matter. There was droplet hard draw. Man. That kinda sucks. Because now there's still the Stardust. Oh wait, is the Stardust trap actually activatable? I think he did Zombie World because... Yeah, I think he did Zombie World to play around Sphere Mode, which normally can also be run by Valmonica. Yeah, maybe he thought that... Yeah, Valmonica can normally run 6 to 8 techs. And he didn't see exchange in the first game, so maybe he thought it will be triple Sphere Mode and triple... Yeah, he probably thought triple Sphere Mode and triple Lava Golem. Okay. Dodges the pop. Yeah, the other way to get rid of it would be dragged down to the grave. But we thought exchange is a little bit better. Because exchange doesn't trigger draw if there's 2. And you actually gain the hand knowledge, which is really valuable. But it only makes sense in Valmonica really, because other decks don't do that hard to draw and have ways to play around it. Valmonica just doesn't. Yeah, I hope he doesn't run out of time here. because now he has to think about whether he can go for more gas or set up a trap. The trap would probably be better, because Stardust doesn't have that much follow-up. Yeah, he goes for the trap. The only issue is that the effect that does damage bounces a monster would have been better if the effect that does damage has the option to destroy spell traps, because then he could actually take over the Ruddy Rose Dragon. Yeah, I'm not sure why chat is translating everything. I guess I have to go into settings to fix that later. Okay, Rumble is gone. Okay, Stardust doesn't have grind games, so Josh Fishy might be in a very good position here. Oh, I see what he's doing. Getting rid of the zombie ward is actually really clever, because now Converging Wishes is live again, and Josh Fishy cannot activate his trap yet. Now he has to hit the Stardust string. Phalanx doesn't return the monster, but there's Celadris, and I think the last back row is the Stardust card. Yeah, I think this is the Stardust trap. But there's Rolling Blockbird. Let's see if he can OTK through it. Should not be that hard, because he only needs one more counter on Demono to steal the Ruddy Rose. Okay, gains 500 here. But, okay, now he bounces. doesn't want to take control. Now he's free to link summon for game. Gets to add back his Silitris too, forcing out Fadings in graveyard. And because of Dweller, Primus cannot summon itself back. So now he can just go on, pop the field, and then attack for game. Well played by Josh Fishy. And with that, turn 0 takes the lead. Oh no, not lead. Oh yes, it is the lead. It's 5-4. No, they don't have infinite time. It's the normal in-game timer, it's 180 seconds. But they tend to go really long timer to think as much as possible to make optimal plays. It also really helps that the timer goes up in the opponent's turn again. So even if it seems like it takes a while, they still are in the limits of the game. They will not slow play the opponents to death. And the Saber is repeating Stardust. Interesting choice. I think he still believes in the Rasphere mode in Josh Fishy's deck. Or his second deck is Destiny Hero and he doesn't want to play into Valmonica. Okay, let's check Converging Wishes for a second. I think you cannot activate it on a Zombie World. Yeah, it needs Dragon-type Synchro Monsters in your graveyard. So Zombie World actually blocked him from activating Converging Wishes. That's why he activated Droplet and sent a Zombie World there. Let's see if he wants to set up with Zombie World again. Because I think it's actually better to not set up Zombie World there and just leave the stand-up on board. Because at least this way you can play better around Lava Golem. By leaving one Centurion monster in the spell trap zone. If you get Lava Golem, you can just summon the Atri, draw another card, maybe draw into a Drawing Blockbird, which would be really big, and then go into Crimson Dragon on the opponent's turn. And if your opponent was not able to get rid of everything with the... if your opponent was not able to get rid of everything, you may be able to even activate a Crimson Dragon to take out. And it probably won't be that hard because Lava Golem only gets rid of 2 monsters and you have Converging Wishes in hand from your combo anyways. So we will probably not see Ancient Fairy Dragon pop the field spell again. Or will we? This card is Synchro Rumble. That's a bold choice. The other cards in hand must be Drawn Blockbird and Book of Eclipse. He's going for the Zombie World again. So maybe he just wants to deck thin a bit to draw into Drawing Blockbird and he doesn't have it yet. Or he wants to go into a second, or he wants to draw into a second round blockbird to play around exchange. That would also be quite hilarious. Also failings here. Tributes the Auxilla. Brings back the Stardust Synchron and Stardust Trail. Grabs Converging Wishes. And now he should go into Exo Synchron. And Stardust Warrior would actually be really a good card here because it can negate a Pendulum Summon. Oh, yo, Sean. Nice to see you join the stream. Right now we're in Finals of DCIA. And Josh Fishy is 2-0 on Valmonica. The general score is 5-4 for us. And for whatever reason, the Saber is repeatedly activating Zombie World against deck that does not run Sphere Mode. This way he's blocking off his own Converging Wishes. Yeah, I really have to turn off translations. I have to find a setting somewhere. Sean, do you have an idea where to turn off the setting? Yeah, I have to look after finals. Okay, Lava Golem would be... Oh, hello Chocolate Skull. Nice to see you join the stream. We're in DCIA Finals. Turn 0 against Black Titans. Right now, turn 0 is leading 5-4. Okay. Forcing out a shooting star. Now we still have to deal with Quasar. We have to deal with Phalanx. And we have to deal with a quick synchro into Satellite Warrior. At least Zombie War takes away one interaction your opponent has. But it doesn't seem like we have Lava Golem here. So Josh Fishy might be forced to go into his second deck after this. Let's see. We're not locked, so probably Skelter will be negated by the shooting Star Dragon. Okay. We get to send a trap. Activate the skill. Get either second scale or get the other monster. Oh, we already have the Celatris. Gets Invitado. The Saber might be running low on time soon. He didn't play his turn 1 particularly fast. Oh, we actually choose to summon from deck. We just blocked out non-Valmonica effects, that doesn't really matter. Just means we cannot duel our Typhon. So he wants to copy an effect. So failings forces Harmonica out. Mono probably sending... Oh no, no Celatris. Okay. Quasar gone. And now Celatris can resolve. He can get scales now, but what else can he do? That looks really grim. Okay, does he want to go into Radiros now? Satellite Warrior just popped the Celatris. But that just goes back to hand, right? Oh, it doesn't? Okay, 3 counters, and now Hereditary can draw 1 card. Unless there's spell. Alright. 5/5. So will Josh Fishy go to Stardust like everyone else? Let's find out. But I mean, it's his second deck. Yeah, it's Stardust. 5/5 Stardust mirror match. Josh Fishy goes first. 30 cards. And he bricked. That's so unfortunate. Oh, he was just rage baiting. Now it's actually full... Oh. Okay, not full combo. That's one of the issues on your mod set Go has. Drawn Lockbird this early hurts a lot. Because now you don't get Primus effect. You're basically locked out of your Centurion engine. And you lose all your follow-up. That's really hard. I mean, sure, you can still set up a board, but at this point the board is not that strong compared to what it could be. Because draw takes 1 interaction out of the hand. To go into the 12, he needs to actually summon 2 Trail and add a Status Synchron to hand. That takes away the bell for Primus. It also costs a lot of follow-up. It's basically just 2 12s and a Shooting Star. Selecting to skip the Primus here to have it as follow-up. And he probably just goes for Quasar Supernova. Oh, he still goes for the Auxilia. Interesting. Am I missing something? Why doesn't he go for the... Oh, does he want to go Auxilia here? Ah, no. He just skips Auxilia as follow-up and goes for Exo here. Brings back the Formula Synchron. And now his Shooting Star's also live. So he's set up for Shooting Star. He has the Banish. I'm pretty sure he has dropped it too, because otherwise he wouldn't go for the setup. Because against first action Ruddy Rose, this is really unfortunate. What did he return for skill? He returns Synchro Rumble. Oh, okay, yet yeah, Drawbell. That at least lets us play. So now he will probably go for the Stardust Warrior. Yep, goes for the Stardust Warrior. And now he can stop skill 1. Good thing he had the bell. That basically saved his life there. Because now the other back row could be another interruption. Stardust Warrior deals with Primus, and Shooting Star can deal with something else. Shooting Star could, for example, be kept to deal with Converging Wishes, which is still a looming threat. Unless the Saber cannot deal with the Supernova. Adding Bell to hand. That's actually not that bad for us. Because our graveyard is kinda empty anyways. Will you use the Stardust Warrior here? Yes. Ruddy Rose was negated. Am I missing something? Oh yeah, that's really unfortunate. The Primus is not banished here, because it was technically not on the field yet. So I hope the other back row is Book of Eclipse here. Otherwise this could be a really awkward way to lose. Oh yeah, this was not dropleted, this was just negated with bell. Oh no. We are still alive, barely. But this might be it for Josh. Oh, does he already have the field spell? Summons the archery as a normal summon. Gets to draw a card. Oh, he doesn't have a Centurion card in the graveyard. Just on field. But he still goes into the Crimson Dragon here. Crimson Dragon can grab Synchro Rumble. And I think this is unfortunately game. Actually selects to go for double 12 instead of game. Now Archery gets to draw a card. Okay, yeah, double 12 is game. And he doesn't even need to go for double 12 here. He could also just go Satellite Warrior. Go into Exile with this. Revive Formula Synchron. Pop the board. That was an unfortunate interaction that Josh Fisher probably didn't know about. Still game. Stardust number 1 swings into Trail and Converging Wishes for the direct attack. He can actually still go into double 12. Five, 6. Black Titans pull ahead once more. Yeah, the new speed box will be out at the end of July. They announced it. It will have Infernity and Blackwing support, from what was seen. So for Blackwing, we cannot really say what will be in it in the box, because Blackwing has like 1 million cards anyways. But for Infernity, the released card pool is rather limited, so it will probably be some of the newer support. And if they get another skill, maybe they will be meta again. I think it's July 27th. Nothing before July 27th. Okay, so D-Hero again. This is basically a test if the Saber is running Trap Eater. What did we see in previous games? He's running the Zombie Ward. He's running Droplet Eclipse. And we saw Droll. Okay, going for the standard setup. We are popping DPE here, so we can summon Dreadmaster on the opponent's turn, and then bring back the DPE with our Link 2. Vader here would really hurt, or Bell. But I guess we can Bell check the opponent before that, with DPE effect. So let's see which text galaxy we'll draw into. Goes for the Liquid Soldier, sets Liquid Soldier, and then activates Fusions up. Goes into Adoration, and then we'll set up Plasma and draw 3 cards. So that's two from Liquid Soldier. This cuts Plasma because he has 2. Or he can also stack it back on top of the deck, but he wants to stack Malicious, I think. Yeah, stacks back to Malicious, summons Malicious, and then goes for Plasma number 2. But yeah, I guess it makes sense, because normally the way D-Hero plays now, they activate the Denier, so they don't have a lot of follow-up anyways. So the second Plasma is basically good for either going for the double Plasma board, or for actually going second. Because going second you get additional cards anyways. So we see Dreadmaster coming back. But Ra's list was on Trish. So let's see if the Saber is also on Trish, or if he's on Stardust Warrior. Because that's basically the only choice that Stardust has to make right now. Do they want to run a Stardust Warrior, or do they want to run a Trish to make the Destiny Hero matchup a bit better? Starts off with skill 1. So he probably has something to deal with the cards on board. summons double trail, so he either has a tuner or he searches for one here. Okay, he already has a tuner in hand. Adds Bell at Shooting Star, but both of them don't really do anything. Because D-Hero basically was made a glass cannon with the ban list. But I'm pretty sure we can rule out Trish at this point. I also think the back row might be scolding here. And scolding would be very big here. Okay, only one unknown card left. One of the cards in hand is Bell. And it doesn't seem like the other one is Droplet or Eclipse. So let's see what the Saber can do. And even if it is Droplet or Eclipse, we're still fine here because of Threat Master. Nothing we control can be killed here. So DP can basically just go after the back row, and next turn Plasma sucks up whatever is summoned here. Yeah, Radio Rose to deal with DP. But that doesn't do anything to us because it's probably scolding. Yeah, the Saber doing his best to wall up here. And if... oh, okay, it's not a set card. So it's still game for us. We just suck up the Radio Rose. This works too because we can just attack over it. There's no failings in graveyard. So turning everything to attack mode should just be game. Oh yeah, he didn't sack up the Ruddy Rose because of Primera on the back row. Makes sense. Yeah, and if Stardust doesn't see attack, it just doesn't win against Destiny Hero going second. So Destiny Hero takes out the Saber and Stardust to equalize the score to 6-6. Yeah, there's the scolding. GG. And with that, the Saber's out. And it's 6-6. One second. Yeah, nothing to see here. And we will continue with Kiat. Kiat is the fourth player on the lineup. It's DCIA Grand Finals. Turn 0 against Black Titan. Scoreline is 6-6. And Stardust will be going first. And Stardust bricked. This might be the best chance for Galaxy to pull ahead for turn 0. Because now he can just skill 2. Deal with one of the cards in the back row. Or is he running a build without Dogma? Let's see. Stardust cannot run Nibiru, so he doesn't need to play around that. The only things he needs to keep in mind are Bell and Ron Lockbird. Going for an early malicious Spanish here. So he will probably go into Link 2 to search for Stratos with his first search. Yeah. Going into the Cross Crusader, getting back malicious. And then probably tributing off the malicious again to search for Stratos with his first search to deal with the back row. By the way, is chat working? Because I disabled it earlier by accident. Okay, Failing's getting rid of one of the cards. But that doesn't do anything because Increase can just summon itself to get rid of the other card. So we will probably just tribute off the Stratos. Yeah, tribute off the Stratos, get rid of the other back row too. And it was Converging Wishes. Nothing to worry about. Now we just go for D-Force and Summoning Plasma's game here. reveals the Dogma, goes for DPE. And GG's. Turn 0, 7, Black Titans 6. Let's see if Kiat will repeat Stardust. There's still one repeat left for Black Titans. Let's get right into it. Kiat opted to not use the repeat and go for Destiny Hero Mirror Match instead. And this time Galaxy has the option to go second. Very nice for him. Maybe he's able to increase the lead that Turn 0 has right now. Fair is already in hand. That makes the Destiny Hero combo back better. Depending on the resources, he might also be able to go for double plus 9 DP and still draw enough cards. Let's see. Yeah, dumps Denier here. Buy on Bennett Ferris. Search for Fusion Sub. Now probably Malicious Effect. Decides to go for the Fusion Destiny instead, to summon a DPE. Okay, gets the Dreamer into the graveyard, very important for the mirror match. So your Plasma survives. Actually destroys the DPE here. So let's see what he goes for in the end. But the way he's playing, he's not going for double Plasma here. So he will probably just bring back the Dreadmaster. Going for the standard turn, so he will probably draw 3 cards. So now he brings back Malicious, tributes Malicious, searches for Liquid Soldier, sets Liquid Soldier and uses both off. Interesting choice to do that here. Yeah, he wants to keep the Denier for later on. Understandable, he still has Malicious activation that he can do. So he draws 2 here. Discards useless Discord. Now brings back Denier, stacks Malicious, brings back Malicious and goes for Plasma. Now he has a Fusion in the graveyard, so he can return it with Fusion Sub. Draw an additional card, and let's see how Galaxy deals with Plasma DP, and probably one set. Oh, actually a second set card. So Scolding is not live here. It might be Lance. But Destiny Hero can also play just Droplet and Eclipse. So, although I don't think Eclipse is the best card in D Hero. Because of the addition to Dogma to the deck can now actually deal with Plasma and DP a lot easier with the trap card. So as soon as DP is forced out, you can just go for skill 2 and activate Fusion Destiny. Let's see if he activates Ferris to get increased into the back row. This would lock him out of Goddess. Yeah, he doesn't go for it. So he will probably just go for what we saw earlier. So he goes into the Swordsman to play around DP pop. Or not. He actually goes Wonder Driver here. So he may not be on the Flame Swordsman. Because right in here, after the summon of Malicious, Kiat has to make a choice. Yeah, and he uses DP. DP is gone. So now we can actually use Fusion Destiny and skill 2 to get rid of Plasma because the trap doesn't target. And even if there's a Lance face down, because the trap doesn't target, we can just get rid of D-Force and Plasma goes to 1000 attack. The only issue that brings to us is that because of Dreadmaster we can still not win this turn. Actually uses the secret ability of Wonder Driver, because if it's destroyed you can special summon a D-Hero monster from your hand. Or a hero. In that case increase. Two of the Malicious are gone, but our normal summon is not. So if we go into Link 2 again, we can actually but he doesn't go for it. He just proceeds to activate D-Tactics and go for Destiny and Dragoon, threatening a Plasma banish. Or a DP banish, that would also work. Like I said, there's the Lance for the DP, Lance for the Plasma, so Plasma cannot be hit. But we can get rid of D-Force. But we actually have to choose the DP, because otherwise DP can just get rid of our Plasma. Right? I know DP can get rid of our D-Force. Not the best situation for Kiat to be in. Not gonna lie. Because right now we still cannot target the opponent's cards. They still cannot be destroyed. The D-Heroes cannot be destroyed by card effects. And we have an attack position Doomlord. Yeah, we gotta summon Plasma, but we cannot use the effect because the opponent controls Plasma. Very good lens by Kjart here. Unfortunately, our plasma is negated, so it can just be sucked up. Kjart still has time, so he probably just wants to make sure to not overlook any outcome. Maybe reading the Destiny End Dragoon and Deep Tactics again. But this should be the end of the game. This is a really interesting choice. Why? Oh, is it just a BM? Maybe. The hero does run out of resources. But if there's a denier, that could be really bad for Kjart here. There is not. Oh, G-Force prevented targeting. That's why you had to do it like this. But Galaxy continues to only draw hand traps. Deny will turn the entire game. Another hand trap. What's even left for Kjart? Oh, we don't have deny left anyways. Right. Oh, we do have denier left. Oh, we set denier. This is actually really good. Galaxy has a way to come back into the game. Is this plasma? Yes, it is plasma. This turn plasma cannot deal with both monsters, but it can deal with the Typhon. Let's see if he actually attacks. Oh yeah, D-Tactics actually works. So he can suck up the Dreadmaster, then attack for lethal. D-Force actually saving us here. Because Plasma cannot be sucked by Plasma because of D-Force. Galaxy increases the lead. Kjart is out. Turn 0-8. Black Titans 6. So Black Titans is now down to the last player. really taking their time, thinking about whether to sub in someone. Let's check. Okay, Naku joined the room. Naku is the last player. 8-6, turn 0 against Black Titans, DCIA Finals Season 3. Let's get into the game soon. Alright, Naku joined the table. They want to keep Stardust as their last deck. So it's another D-Room mirror match. This time Galaxy has to go first. So advantage Naku. Okay, no Malicious, no Denier, no Fusion Destiny, no Ferris Hard Draw. So it's probably a Rev Attack heavy hand. Vion banish Ferris here. Search for Fusion sub. Okay, check for Bell first. Now we use Malicious. Go into the Cross Crusader. Or maybe he activates Fusion Destiny here. Both ways are playable. Okay, goes for the Cross Crusader first. Actually normal summoning the Stratos here. And then getting another search afterwards. Is he going for double plasma? Yes, I think he's going for double plasma here. Double plasma DPE, ladies and gentlemen. DPE pop itself. Right. So it goes for Dreadmaster too. It was no way, he just leaving a link 2 up there. popping fusion substitute. DP effect. Now we will see the second plasma hit the field. Double plasma, and now DP returns. Looking really good for Galaxy here. Because now even if he gets hit by Goddess, he will not lose. Because DPE can deal with the trap. So Nako needs exactly drop it. Or sphere mode. But in 30 cuts that's kinda unrealistic. So for those that just joined, we are in DCIA League Finals, turn 0 against Black Titans. Currently the score is 8-6 for turn 0, and we're playing a Destiny Hero mirror match. Galaxy is on the turn 0 side, and right now it's looking really good. Because Plasma will not be outed by Goddess here. Cannot be outed by the opponent's Plasma, because we have DPE. And DPE can deal with the opponent's skill 2, in case Nako plays Dogma. Because most people switch to Dogma as their limit 1 of choice, to actually enable skill 2. Because the Destiny Hero trap is actually really good, as we saw in the previous game. Yeah, he goes for the Goddess setup here. So you will summon Varys and not use the effect to set to the spell trap zone. Which would be kind of stupid anyway, because Plasma is on the board. Now we just need to check if he's running the Flame Swordsman. He should be running it, but Galaxy, for example, is not running it. Because he was of the opinion that it's better to use the spot otherwise. Maybe he's playing multiple Fusion Destinies. We will see after the war. Because when the war is finished, doesn't matter if turn 0 wins or loses, I will show the deck lists. Okay, he's on a Ferocious Flame Swordsman. But since we have double Plasma, we should actually be fine. The thing is, if he wants to get rid of DPE with Goddess, it's fine. Because he needs to send monsters to the graveyard and Plasma goes to 3100. And if the opponent banishes one of the Plasmas, no, he needs to go for the D-Force with the trap. And we still have a back row, which is probably Scolding here. So Galaxy should be fine anyways. Right now thinking about whether he wants to destroy the Swordsman. But I don't think he will go for it. Yeah. Let's DP get linked off for Goddess. And Goddess cannot do anything because Plasma is on the field. No need to react here. And then Fusion Destiny will most likely be hit. Wow, there actually was a droplet. That's really interesting. Now both plasmas are negated. Normal summoning Vion here. Well played by Naku, because now plasma can actually deal with the field. So the summon of DPU resolves. And no matter what Galaxy does, yeah, that Vion in the hand was a really, really good card. Let's see if Naku uses the effect. Uses the DP first. That's probably scolding. Oh, it was just a Dark Fruiter. It doesn't really matter because that was dropped it anyways. An increase just works in main phase. 8-7, Galaxy down to a second deck. So this will be probably another Stardust against the hero. Yes. And the hero going first. .30 cards, so getting to Discord is not guaranteed. We already saw that there is a Forbidden Droplet. Let's see what else Naku brings. Ferris discard Malicious. This might get really hard for Galaxy. Now the setup for Destiny Heroes complete. Banish Ferris, add fusions up. Summon back Malicious. Or activate Fusion Destiny first, that works too. Either way, he gets the setup, sends Dreamer and Dreadmaster. Goes for DPE, brings back Malicious, pops Malicious and DPE. To get Dreadmaster for the opponent's turn. And now for the bell check. No bell for Galaxy. Or maybe he wants to hold it for DP. No, he doesn't want to hold it for DP. So now Cross Crusader searches for Liquid Soldier most likely. Okay, going for the Stratos here. Okay, so this time Naku actually has follow-up because he opened the Liquid Soldier and the Malicious. So Liquid Soldier, draw 2, discard 1. And now, okay, Doomlord in the main deck too. That was what Destiny Hero actually did when Therion was the best deck. Because they could force out stuff. But it seems Naku still has ideas what to do with it. Maybe he wants to use this against Stardust. We will never find out because Naku cannot repeat Destiny Hero because he won a mirror match. So let's see what he actually sets up. DP, Plasma and one back row. If this is this god, Trap Eater might just win the game. Thinking in draw phase. Okay, that was probably just a DPE toggle. Threadmaster hits the field, Plasma and DPE are protected. But Galaxy has Eclipse. And the set card is Scolding. And he has another Eclipse. Alright, buddy. Skill 2 can now blow up the board. And that's already lethal without even having access to skill 1. Galaxy with the double tech outplay. Basically equalizing the bad hands that we got earlier. Sucks for Naku. Good for turn 0. Yes, DP activates, but it doesn't really matter. And Naku sees it and scoops. He just wants to go on. Switches to the last deck. And now it's 9-7 for turn 0 against Black Titans. One more win and turn 0 wins DCIA Season 3. Alright, turn 0 on match point. And Galaxy going second in the Stardust Mirror. Wait. Yeah. Naku also on the 30 card Stardust. Some people were starting to play a lower number of cards to go to like 20 or 21 cards to increase the consistency. But most people stay on 30 just because the consistency is around 88% with the 12 starters that you can play. Or even 11 starters if you just want to go for one get set and one tuning. But the 30 card lists just have room for more tags. So that's probably why Naku goes for 30 cards. He has the feeling that he can streak harder with it. Which is what you really want to do if you're the last player on your last deck. For Black Titans to win DCIA, Naku now has to win 3 games in a row, while Galaxy just has to win once. Going for the standard opening here. This card earlier was on your mark, kept that duel. Adds the Rumble of the Crimson Dragon. Activates skill 2 and now probably goes for the Centurion Synchro 12 to get access to his Phalanx, which gives another interruption in the back row. Okay, actually goes for the Quasar here. This Quasar can attack twice. Okay, and goes for the Auxilia here. Makes sense. Now he will revive the starter Synchron, get back Synchron and Trail, and add Wishes from deck to hand. He checked for Bell earlier, so he will just click the cards accordingly to save time. Because Stardust does take a lot of time turn 1. Goes for the Axis Synchro Stardust Dragon. Revives Formula Synchron here. Now with the Rumble brings back the archery. Drawing one more card. And that's it for Naku's turn. Naku with the triple back row. Probably didn't go for the 12 because he drew Phalanx. So he has Shooting Star, Phalanx, and one of the tags. Did he also have Bell? He revealed Phalanx and then drew Phalanx? Probably, okay. Ghost Bell, triple back row. So yeah, Radios forces out the Bell. And then Radios is still a threat for the Shooting Quasar Dragon. Fun fact, if it negates the Shooting Quasar Dragon misses timing. Thinking really hard about what to do here. Did he possibly break? Because otherwise he would probably just go for the Primus here. Okay, it was actually Naku thinking. Because Radiros threatens the Shooting Quasar Dragon here. Chains Book of Eclipse. Force out everything. We still don't know if he bricked. But this will probably be Stardust Warrior. Since it's unaffected. Yes, going for the Stardust Warrior here. And the Ruddy Rose dice. Okay, he did not brick. Reveals Trail, reveals Converging Wishes. And goes for Synchron and Trail. And now, with the Primus, he can actually clear his board once again. Searches for the Primera, no use to search for Bell here in this spot. And now he's actually in a really nice position, because the Red Dragon Archfiend can still change his battle position as far as I know. So Primus needs to be dealt with. And now Primera is just free to be summoned. Will we see the Phalanx banishing the Red Dragon Archfiend? Oh, there's actually a troll. That's really hard for Galaxy, because that cuts off another level 8 body. And we know that Naku has Converging Wishes. So leaving stuff in attack mode is actually not that good for us. At least the opponent will not get draws from Book of Eclipse, but if the monsters stay on the board, we lose anyways. And there's another Book of Eclipse. This might be a long match. The opponent flips back up Quasar, and then Converging Wishes can be used. Converging Wishes cannot be dealt with immediately, because Quasar can actually stop our Shooting Star. So yeah, this might be game. So it really goes back. It really goes down to the last player here. Because I don't see how Galaxy wins this. That roll was game winning. Oh, does he not have Converging Wishes? Or does he want to save it for the direct attack? He should have Converging Wishes here. Okay, yeah, he wants to make sure that nothing can happen. He actually hard drew the Phalanx. That's why he was able to skip Auxilia earlier. (9-8). Naku keeps Black Titans in the match. Naku needs to win 2 more. Turn 0 needs to win 1 more game. The rest of the team probably deciding if they want to send in the sub or if they want to send in Sanji. And Sanji joined the room. So the last player for turn 0 will be Sanji. D-Hero against Stardust. D-Hero has to go second again. Stardust wins another coin. So, check number 1. Did Stardust break? And Stardust did not break. So what will he be going for? Adds the bell to negate D-Force. Shooting Star, another way to negate the D-Force if he really wants to. But Shooting Star can also be used to get rid of the trap, in case Fusion Destiny is used to summon Destiny and Dragoon. Does Sanji have Droll? No Droll. Goes for the Quasar here. Takes out the Crimson Dragon. Auxilia to either get Primero or search for the Phalanx. Searches directly for the Phalanx. Then tributes it off. Gets back the Stardust Synchron and Trail. Searches for Shooting Star. Not Shooting Star, Converging Wishes. Now he's sitting on a lot of cards. We already saw that he's playing Droll, we saw that he's playing Eclipse. He's probably playing Droplet. So not much left to the imagination. He will probably activate Rumble here. Oh no, Oath, okay, yeah. Oath sets Field Spell. Now he can go into A-Tree. A-Tree will draw a card. Keeping up his advantage. Yeah, makes sense to get rid of the Rumble here because he can just go A-Tree instead. Draw more into attacks. This might become a really hard game for Sanji unless he opens Dark Ruler. Okay, he drew. Yeah. So let's see if there's a Dark Ruler for Sanji. Yes, Dark Ruler for Sanji. That at least gets rid of the Quasar. And one of the back rows or the other monsters. Okay, decides to use the Axel Stardust here. Interesting choice. So he's probably going into Stardust Warrior here to stop the Plasma Summon with Stardust Warrior. Yep, seems like it. So I'm just using skill here. Getting Varus, getting Fusion Destiny. Because I think what he needs to do now to get rid of Stardust Warrior is go into Goddess. But that might be really hard. Okay, Ghost Spell deals with D-Force. That's the first avenue to Plasma blocked. He has the Sphere mode. Oh my god. Having both is actually the only way he really comes back into this. Because now that could trigger Trail, but there's not that much else that Nako can do here. Because one of the set cards is Phalanx. And there might be a Droll somewhere, but one of the cards in hand is the Converging Wishes, unless he said it. Okay, Ferris discard Denier. Very good start. That will get an increase into rotation. Unfortunately, it's not Malicious. Malicious would have been even better. But because we have the face down Doomlord, it's actually fine. Because now we go for Fusion Destiny and DP just wins the grind game. It also deals with Stardust Dragon. So it deals with Converging Wishes too. Oh, Converging Wishes is actually chained to deal with the Plasma here. Because if Plasma gets banished by Phalanx, it doesn't return. Interesting choice. Doomlord might be able to deal with the Stardust. Let's see what Sanji chooses to do. Chooses to use the Doomlord for the Stardust Dragon. And there's Droplet. Really good spot for Sanji here. Because now Stardust Dragon is weak. Okay, Naku warning up a bit. Decides not to go into Crimson Dragon. Understandable, because Crimson Dragon doesn't do that much in that game state. Never mind. Crimson Dragon it is. Crimson Dragon forcing out the plasma here. And there's a second Dark Ruler from Sanji. He might actually be able to win this, because now he can just go into Link 2, bring back the DP with effect. Let's just hope he doesn't run out of time, because he's in a winning position here. Goes for the Cross Crusader. Brings back DP. And now DP effect should be able to force out the rest of the board. Will Naku activate the Phalanx? If he doesn't, his field is gone. Oh, he doesn't choose to activate the Phalanx. Nice. Because now Increase can get to Vion, and Vion will just finish the game. I mean, Sanji doesn't win this turn, but he gets the Plasma. Tributes to Ferris, gets Increase, Increase gets Vion. Vion dumps Malicious. I hope he has enough time to summon Plasma. Dump the Malicious here. Yes. Summon Malicious. Tribute Malicious. Get Plasma. And ladies and gentlemen, double Dark Ruler and Sphere Mode. Now he sucks up the Supernova and can end his turn in peace. And this might just be the last game of DCIA this season. He actually can't attack, but that doesn't really matter. He passed his turn and he didn't time out. And now DP returns, and unless Naku draws Book of Eclipse again, this should be the end. We already played through Droplet and Shining Star Dragon. Goes for the Synchro World, which doesn't do anything here. Probably just wants to bait a DP, but Sanjay won't fall for that. In the end phase, pops the set monster. And now he can suck up Auxilla. Phalanx is in the graveyard, can get back the Primus, but that will not stop Sanjay from attacking for game. So, DCIA Season 3, Turn 0 are victorious, winning 10-8 in the finals against Black Titans. Actually goes for the malicious here, to have another target to pop. And now battle phase. Plasma first, Phalanx activates, TP pops malicious, and TP pops Primus. And with that, the war comes to an end. GG's. Turn 0 are your Season 3 DCIA champions. So, for everyone that turned into the stream, thank you for joining. And now that the war's over, let's look into the deck lists. For turn 0, we had July 12th, JVZ as the sub, Madara on Stardust, running no Eclipse, running Imperm instead, because he could only run 2 of the ultra rares. Ends with Destiny Hero, going for the triple sphere mode, actually leaving room for a lot of decks here with the 27 cards. And Stardust, bringing the Trap Eater because we expected Black Titans to run Destiny Hero with Discord. So 6 outs against Scolding and a searchable out against Discord. Madara D Hero, running the 1 Ultimate Slayer because it's really good against Stardust. Running the 1 Dance, running the 1 Sphere mode. Galaxy, who went 4-2 in the war. 24 card Stardust for maximum consistency. Going down on the amount of tags. But I think it's a really nice list here. Also, this list doesn't really play a lot of other stuff. Still, really nice list. Going for the Stardust Warrior over the Trishula. The Hero, basically the same list as Madara. Minus 1 or 2 cards. It's not playing Lance. It's not playing the Sphere mode. But instead, triple Dark Ruler, triple Droll, triple Discord, and Scolding. And the Valmonica list from Josh Fishy with triple Exchange to play around Droll and Lockbird. It won 2 in this war, so really nice tech. And with that, thank you everyone for tuning in. We'll see you guys next time.